For over 7 years, I've been explaining why XRP hitting a $1 trillion or even multi-trillion dollar market cap isn't just possible, but entirely within reason. The secret lies in the multiplier effect. It doesn't take a massive influx of new money to fuel a dramatic price surge. This isn't speculation, it's just how markets work. And in this video, I'm going to break it all down for you. Recently, I came across some fascinating analysis from one of my go-to XRP chart experts. He shared data on Monday's price explosion, and let me tell you, I've never seen this kind of insight applied specifically to XRP before. When you realize just how little money it took to send XRP's market cap soaring, you'll understand why double-digit price targets aren't just possible, they're downright reasonable. Now, before we dive deeper, let me make one thing crystal clear. I don't have a financial background, and this isn't financial advice. Don't buy or sell anything based on what I say here. My goal is simply to share insights and get you thinking about the incredible potential XRP has to offer. First off, I want to give a quick shout out to some brilliant chart analysts who nailed this breakout before it happened. I mentioned a few in my last video, but let's highlight a couple more. These are folks who've been charting XRP with impressive accuracy. No one's perfect, but their hit rates are undeniably high, and they saw this coming even in the last few days. Check this out. Here's a post from the analyst World of Charts on X. You can see the XRP/USD price chart right here on the screen. On May 9th, just days before the big breakout, he shared his thoughts. XRP range, horizontal zone breakout confirmed, retest done, expecting a strong bullish wave soon. Fast forward to Monday, and what happened? XRP broke out, stealing the spotlight entirely. Sure, there was a slight pullback after Bitcoin dragged the rest of the market down, XRP included, but here's the kicker. XRP held its ground at a higher level even after the dust settled. As I mentioned in my last video, during recording, XRP was the only coin in the top 100 by market cap that stayed in the green over the past 24 hours. Every other coin down, every single one. It was incredible to watch XRP defy the trend, substantially outperforming its peers. In the short term, things are heating up. As of May 9th, World of Charts mapped out XRP climbing to an exciting $5.70. While this might not be the ultimate peak of the cycle, it's definitely a milestone worth watching. Just Monday morning, we shared an updated post where it was noted XRP had already surged 14%. The long road ahead, but patience pays, my friends. Meanwhile, chart analyst Crypto Wizard also saw this coming on May 10th, just days before the breakout. He shared an XRP/BTC chart predicting big moves. His words, here she comes. This is gearing up for an explosion. XRP/BTC is on the cusp of breaking out of a falling wedge within its symmetrical triangle. If it succeeds, a major rally could be on the horizon. The countdown is on. It's only a matter of time for XRP. A few days ago, I shared something in one of my videos that's worth revisiting. He doesn't always talk like that, but when he does, it means something big is coming. And this time he was spot on. The explosion happened quickly. On Monday afternoon, after XRP had already hit its peak of $2.64, he dropped a post. That's massive. Remember, not long ago, XRP was sitting at around $1.60 or $1.63, just a couple of months back, a full dollar surge since then. Yesterday, he called it an explosive treat. And honestly, I couldn't agree more. Nailed it. The XRP/BTC falling wedge, snug within its symmetrical triangle, finally broke out. And guess what? XRP isn't done yet. There's plenty of room for it to climb higher. Sure. So he's one of the many analysts I follow who's predicting double-digit gains for XRP this cycle. Check this out. Here's a post from chart analyst Crypto Michael. Last year, he nailed it predicting XRP would break out this cycle. And yep, it absolutely delivered. Fast forward to April 9th. Just over a month ago, he shared this, an XRP/USD chart with a bold call. XRP held the support line. Most crypto experts told you to sell your XRP at support, he said. They're going to eat their words when this pumps. And guess what? A few weeks later, boom, here we are. Nailed it again. Selling at that moment. If it was purely emotional, probably wasn't the smartest move in hindsight, right? But hey, it's your strategy, your call. You do you, girl. Here's the thing, making decisions based on emotions, whether buying or selling, rarely ends well. A solid strategy should be backed by logic, data, and a clear purpose. That's what really drives smart transactions. Oh, and by the way, he reposted this last night just to stir the pot. Classic Monday vibes. He said it himself, XRP is starting to pump, just as predicted. Funny how some people can spot these trends so clearly, right? Almost like there's something to this whole charting business after all. Even Sentiment's on-chain analytics picked up on it. They reported XRP has just surpassed Tether to claim the number 3 spot by market cap among all cryptocurrencies. Yes, XRP hit number 3, but it's already slipped back to number 4. Honestly, doesn't bother me one bit. Stablecoins and other cryptocurrencies don't belong in the same category. It's like comparing apples to oranges. They're completely different animals. Yet sites like CoinWatch and CoinMarketCap lump them all together. Sure, it's their platform and they can organize things however they want. Heck, they could mix in stocks and crypto if they felt like it. But doing so just muddles the picture. Stablecoins by design hold a fixed value. People aren't checking these sites to confirm if Tether is still worth $1 or 0 cents, because if they are, something has gone seriously wrong. Instead, they come to track actual market trends where prices are constantly shifting. Stablecoins should sit in their own separate category, not mixed in with volatile cryptocurrencies. A simple filter could solve this, allowing users to include or exclude them as needed. That's all I'm saying. Nobody likes the confusion, and frankly, it's unnecessary. If you remove stablecoins, XRP still holds its spot as number 3 in market cap. And yes, it's been climbing, which is great to see. At the end of the day, separating stablecoins from the mix just makes sense. Let's keep things clear and focused, not cluttered. Sentiment reported that the asset's market value has climbed back above $2.61, marking the first time it's reached this level since March 6th. They suggest a few reasons why this popular altcoin has slightly decoupled from the PEC. While I don't entirely agree with their take, I'm sharing it anyway. Because hey, it's good to challenge our own views sometimes, right? Now, their assessment isn't crazy, but I'm not sold. Here's what they suggest. First, House Bill 594 in Missouri could make it the first U.S. state to offer a full income tax deduction on capital gains, including Bitcoin and XRP profits. Intriguing, but I'm not sure it explains everything. Second, XRP's holder base has surged by over 11% in 2025 so far. And third, XRP has been added as a payment method on Travala. Both are great news. More adoption, more positive momentum for XRP. These kinds of developments are crucial for XRP's long-term viability. But are they the reason for XRP's price spikes? Not exactly. There's zero direct correlation. Prices soar when the market heats up. It's all about timing and a perfect storm of factors coming together. Right now, it's XRP's moment to shine. Chart analysts often claim they can see these movements coming, and whenever XRP surges, some attribute it to developments in the ecosystem. Honestly, I hear that argument all the time, and I'm not buying it. Sure, demand is rising. Just look at the numbers. XRP holders are up 11% in 2025 alone. That's a huge leap in such a short time, and it undeniably reflects growing interest. If we're searching for reasons behind these short-term trends, demand is as close as you'll get to an explanation. It all boils down to the basics: supply and demand. Simple as that. By the way, a shout out to XRP community member Crypto Arsenal, who pointed out something pretty wild. For XRP to overtake Ethereum and claim the number 2 spot in rankings, it would only need a price of $5.27. So we're looking at about a twofold increase here that the ballpark we're playing in. A twofold jump in XRP could easily reclaim that number 2 spot. And honestly, I don't think that's a stretch. Sure, it's a moving target. If Ethereum's price climbs against $1, XRP will need to push even higher to keep up. But why not? I mean, it's absolutely possible. It's not some wild fantasy. Now, let me share this with you, because this is what I teased at the start. And trust me, it's the coolest thing I've come across when it comes to XRP. This concept has always fascinated me. The idea of how much actual money needs to flow in to create those massive multiplier effects on investments. I've seen similar estimates for Bitcoin in the past, though I can't pinpoint where. Some speculate that Bitcoin's market cap might only represent about 5% of the actual dollar value invested. When it comes to money invested in crypto, it's easy to confuse cash inflow with market cap, but they're totally different beasts. Market cap is just a simple equation: circulating supply multiplied by the current price. That's it. It doesn't tell you how much actual cash people have poured into it. In reality, the money invested is far less. Take XRP, for example. Its market cap is sitting at what, $145 billion cents right now. But that hefty number doesn't reflect the actual dollars invested. Hardly that much money has actually entered the system. Yet Bitcoin's market cap sits at over $2 trillion. 0 cents, a mind-boggling figure. But let's be real, $2 trillion, 0 cents hasn't actually moved through it. Prices skyrocket fast. And here's a perfect example of just how mind-blowing it can be. Check this out. It's fascinating stuff. Chart analyst Dom at TraderView 2 shed some light on this phenomenon. Ever wondered how much it takes to pump XRP's market cap by a whopping $16 billion? $600 million, 0 cents? Well, it's not what you think. And yes, we're talking dollars here. That's exactly what happened. Tracking every trade across all major spot exchanges gives me the exact number. $61 million, 0 cents. That's the net market buying pressure we've seen over the last 13 hours. Now, here's the kicker. $61 million, 0 cents in buy pressure sparked a $16 billion, $600 million, 0 cents jump in market cap. Crazy, right? And here's your daily reality check. Market cap isn't everything. Liquidity is what actually matters. But hold on. Let me nitpick for a second. Market cap does matter. It's the scoreboard everyone uses to rank coins. If you want to know how your crypto stacks up against the competition, market cap is the go-to metric. And because humans have decided it's important, it directly influences how people feel about an asset, which impacts when they buy or sell. So yeah, market cap matters, but I get what they were trying to say. At least I think I do. Market cap is one of those terms that gets thrown around, but is wildly misunderstood by so many people. Here's the thing. It's not the total amount of money actually invested. Instead, it's what the asset is theoretically worth at any given moment. If you decide to sell some of yours, you'll get whatever the current market rate is. That's all it really boils down to. Take XRP, for example, valued at $145 billion, 0 cents at the time I'm recording this. That's the total value of all XRP combined. Imagine this. You sell all your holdings, and in theory, you'd expect to pocket the full amount, right? Wrong. The moment you start selling, the price plummets fast and hard. That's the game. You'll never actually extract the entire $145 billion, 0 cents, because your own selling triggers the drop. Now, here's the flip side. When you pump more money in, demand skyrockets, and so does the price fast and furious. The stronger the demand, the more dramatic the price surge. Wild, isn't it? But here's where it gets even crazier. Take this. $61 million, 0 cents in net buying caused a $16 billion, $600 million, 0 cents market cap increase for XRP. Wrap your head around that. That $61 million, 0 cents accounts for just 0.36% of the entire $16 billion, $600 million 0 cent surge. Let me say it again, 0.36%. Mind-blowing, right? In a frenzy like that, even the tiniest percentage can create a massive ripple effect. Earlier, I mentioned an estimate I came across, though I wish I could remember where, that said roughly 5% of Bitcoin's market cap represents the actual money that flowed in. Now, for a short period, that number could vary wildly, and the same applies to XRP. In fact, for XRP, it's far from that 5%. But here's the point. It doesn't take much money entering the market to send prices soaring. That's the magic of this space. This is exactly why I keep saying, if you're already holding XRP when the mania kicks in, you're in the right place at the right time. That's why I don't sell. I can't predict when the fireworks will start, but I'm making sure I'm here when they do. Sure, enduring the dips and negative price action isn't fun, but who cares? I know the long-term trend is upward, and I've got the confidence because I believe it's well earned. And if I'm wrong, if it all collapses, XRP hits 0 and I lose everything, so be it. I'm a grown adult. I can handle that. But honestly, I don't think that's in the cards. The fundamentals for XRP have never been stronger, and that's the key to long-term success. When those euphoric moments hit, the everyday retail speculators jump in, throwing money at anything with a hint of long-term potential. That's when you see those wild green candles driven not by fundamentals, but by raw emotion, FOMO, and speculative frenzy. And that's exactly when I'll sell. I'm counting on that predictable human behavior. I'm taking a calculated risk, betting it'll play out as it always does. If I'm wrong, I lose my investment. Simple as that. But if I'm right, and I believe I am, I'll sell to eager buyers. It's all part of the game. They're adults after all. They believe it'll keep going up, then I'm the one making the mistake. They're placing their bets against mine, and you know what? That's perfectly fine. Just to be clear, selling doesn't mean I don't believe XRP can climb higher, but there comes a point when holding on to something that becomes an oversized chunk of your net worth just isn't practical. If it reaches the level of life-changing wealth, well, that's exactly what it is, life-changing. And you know what? That's perfectly fine. Now, let's talk about this data because it's absolutely fascinating. It takes surprisingly little money flowing in to create wild multiplier effects in crypto. especially with XRP. Watching this play out is nothing short of mind-blowing. And circling back to what I mentioned earlier, this is why the idea of XRP reaching a trillion or even multi-trillion dollar market cap isn't crazy. Bitcoin's already done it, so why not XRP? This stuff is wild, but totally within the realm of possibility. Why couldn't the same success happen with another coin like XRP? It's functionally useful, and to me, it's a clear long-term winner in the crypto space. XRP has been a standout from the start, thriving even in a relatively small crypto market. But think about it. When more people, businesses, and institutions dive into crypto, won't they reach the same conclusion? They'll see what we saw. XRP just makes sense. We were ahead of the curve. We saw the potential early, had the conviction, and got in when prices were low. But imagine a future where double-digit prices for XRP are the norm, even in calmer crypto markets. One day you'll look back and say, I was one of the few buying at 49 cents or $1 or even $2 before the big wave hit. These prices won't stay this low forever. Let's be real. They're only heading in one direction, up. That's why I keep saying this is an absolutely incredible time to be an XRP holder. The potential here is massive. Big thanks to Dom for sharing this fascinating info. It's seriously eye-opening. Hopefully this helps you see why expecting a multi-trillion-dollar market cap for XRP isn't far-fetched. It's not crazy at all. In fact, it wouldn't take much new money coming in to make it happen. What we witnessed yesterday was remarkable, and that's without the frenzy of a full-blown retail mania. We're not even in the euphoric altcoin season, and yet XRP pulled this off. It's a clear sign of incredible strength. Honestly, I'm blown away. Just wow. XRP continues to outperform the rest of the asset class in impressive fashion. If you compare it to other top coins, doing a fair apples to apples comparison with large caps, it's undeniable. Look at the top 100 coins. XRP stands out as the #1 performer since the election. Quick disclaimer, I'm not a financial advisor and nothing I say should influence your decision to buy or sell. Seriously, making financial moves based solely on what I say, that would be a big, big mistake.